Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, throw open your windows and call out to your neighbors. It's time for John Perrotta and Jessica Leigh's Weekly Check-In, sponsored in part by Rudy Giuliani's Temporary Hair Dye for Men. Why? Because you don't have to wash it out, you sweat it out. And now, your co-hosts, John Perrotta and Jessica Leigh.
We usually don't talk politics, Mike. Did you have that picture you could put up for a second?
But that was funny.
You want to see that?
He sponsored the show. You might as well put Rudy up there.
Let's give Rudy a little.
Gotta give him a plug. I mean, he's. Let's see where it's coming down. Move over a little, Mike. Yeah, you can see the.
Oh my God.
The guy coming down.
Bad.
Yeah,
With
Rad
the
Rudy.
Christmas hat.
He uses just for men. He's gonna find a better brand. You know what I mean?
This is how that clown did his press conference today.
No. I would fire my makeup artist in 2 seconds. I would kill him.
Dripping down both sides of his cheeks, and he pops his eyeballs out like they're coming out of his sockets. Children that watch this are running for the hills.
All right, Mike. Jessica Leigh, my co-host. We've already got off to an unstable spot.
I like him.
We've already gone into the numbers.
Mm-hmm. I like seeing angry Santa on here. I think he's got like the angry bad boy Santa holy man thing going on. It's working for him.
For those of you who don't know, Jessica's a therapist by day, and she's our comedy therapist at night. If we got problems, the comedians can call her. We're out of work, we call her. So Jess is very busy these days.
I haven't called you yet.
I know.
I know you a bunch.
We'll introduce our panel, our esteemed panel. We got the very funny actress. She was a Houston Oilers cheerleader, comedian. Elaine Pelino is in the house.
Hello.
And then
Hi, Elaine.
Hi.
very funny. I got to learn how to say her new last name because I used it a lot. How do you say this name? Killourhy. Katie Killourhy, actress. We're gonna get her at the comedy before it's over. She's out in New York City, right, Katie?
I was, and then I came back here. My brother is, though. He's in New York.
He's in New York. Thanks for coming on, Katie. My one of my great comedy friends through the years. Done a ton of shows with him. Very funny. Also an actor. He's in a web series, Independent.
Independent.
Yeah, that was he did had an awesome part. I watched that. That was phenomenal. John O'Connor's in the house. Johnny.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
How's it going?
Hi.
You're not in the toilet this week, huh?
No toilet this week. My girlfriend is not
Johnny was
also.
in the toilet.
Yeah, I was. My girlfriend and I live in a studio, so she was teaching an acting class in one room. I couldn't be out here. There's either the bathroom or this room. That's the whole thing. So.
Yeah. Johnny's out with the bow tie in New York City. We also have very funny Debra Palardy's in the house. How you doing, Debra?
Hi. Oh, pretty good. And you?
I know you
Happy
had
to
a
be
show.
here.
Yeah, you had a show with us at the Age of Grill before things crashed.
All right.
We had some good. That was a good night. We had some fun. Comedy Connection. We did a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
shit.
It was just before it crashed, too, because they almost canceled and they didn't. And then after that, everything was canceled.
Yeah. Were you in the last show at the Age of Grill when it
Yes.
was March? I think it was March 14th.
Was it the 14th? I don't know why I want to say it was the 18th, but maybe it was the 14th.
Yeah, that was it.
Yep.
Hopefully we will come back. Jessica, do you think the comedians will come back?
I hope so. I know it's so tough to tell right now because with all these spikes and everything, I'm like, oh my God, it just seems like it's just in your face, and everyone knew that this was going to happen in like September, October, when it started to get cold, that it was going to get like, but I was just talking before we started the chat about how it's like the numbers are just increasing for people that I know that are getting it. And it's like more and more and more and more. And everyone has different symptoms. Like some people have 0 symptoms and the next person's like got like a fever of 103 and they're like vomiting. So it's like, it's scary to not know how like how you could get it, or if you don't get it that severe, if you could give it to the next person and they get it really severe. I don't know. The whole thing is I decided I'm going to lock myself in my apartment and become a really good writer. That's if I do nothing else with my time here, I want to just like go mad in my apartment and like write something, you know.
Start writing on the bathroom walls and everything.
Lipstick, yes, with lipstick.
Magic marker. The landlord will come in and I'll talk to him. But yeah, I think eventually, of course, eventually, a lot of things are gonna come back. It's just a matter of, it could be another, who knows? I mean, some guys are doing shows now on this, which I wouldn't do myself, but there's people that are actually putting together shows, socially distant and small crowds. It's just, it's tough to do shows, I think, in this. I don't know. What do you think, Mike?
I personally strongly believe that the shows are going to come back. However, I would not. I haven't been to church in 5 weeks. We had our men's meeting tonight at my church, and I let my pastor know that I will not be attending. I am playing it safe. Playing it safe. Our keyboard player came down with it. Thank God that he's asymptomatic. It went through my doctor's office, my doctor, his wife, the whole staff. They had it. So Grampy Mike is hunkered down, checking my naughty and nice list. That's what I'm doing.
Mike, what would you give
I know.
Christmas to everybody on a panel tonight? If you had to give them a gift, what would you give?
I'm telling you, man, it's going to be the same answer I gave the other night. I would give each and every one of our esteemed guests tonight a Bible, because that book holds the answer to life. All the answers are right there.
Somebody said last night they would give the vaccine. They give the vaccine.
Yeah, someone
give them the vaccine first, then they can give them the vaccine, hit them with that, and then give them the Bible.
Someone
What if
did
we
say
already
that.
have a Bible? What if we already have a Bible? Can we get another thing?
Well, now there you go. If you do have a Bible, young lady, I will know, because I work directly with Santa Claus. So you're not going to pull the wool over our eyes. We will definitely know. So you don't want angry Santa coming down your chimney like this, then, young lady.
No,
Johnny, what's going on in New York City with the bow tie? I love it every time I see him.
Yeah, same old thing here. Just a bunch of people running around with no masks, just acting like idiots.
That's
crazy.
And not everybody. There's a bunch of people that are following the rules, but then there are those people who got to walk around like.
Yeah.
It's like, just go choke to death in a hospital bed, then, you jerk. Like, you're like hurting people, like. I don't mean like that really, but it's like, all right, you might not, like Jessica was saying, like, you might not get it, but you might kill someone else. So just like, it's the smallest sacrifice. Put a loop on this ear and put a loop on this ear and just be hot for 5 minutes like the rest of us.
I mean, I'm used to it now. I didn't like it at first, but I'm used to it now.
I don't like it either, but I don't want to kill somebody's grandmother.
Oh yeah. I mean, I got used to it. And when you first had to wear them, I get used to it. Just at first I didn't like it, but what are you going to do? You're going to do it,
I have so many masks that when I did my laundry the other day, and I broke this out to where I haven't worn it yet, and I went into the pockets, I had a mask in there. So the mask was in there, and there was some like paper in there, so it was all like balled up and stuff like that. Looked like a sugar packet exploded and just like coagulated.
Oh,
that's how you say the word altogether.
Oh,
I've got so many masks. Matter of fact, I was shopping online the other day. I bought a bunch of sweaters from Men's Warehouse. And check this out, man. They are pitching shirts with color coordinated masks.
Oh,
They
yeah,
are
God.
not missing a beat.
I think this is a rough time for cheaters. This has got to be a rough time for cheaters, because if you're throwing all the masks in the laundry, there's going to be a moment where somebody picks up a mask like, whose mask is this?
Yes.
Whose mask is this?
Whose mask is this?
Going off that story, I actually have one that's like made out of like lace, and like a couple of people are like, "Oh, my bra looks like that," and I'm like,
Yeah, that's how you catch them.
I accidentally left.
Oh yeah, lipstick.
I accidentally left it in the driveway one night, and like I went outside and like saw it, but I was like, oh my God, you know, and grabbed it because I was like, it looks like I left like panties in the driveway. Like, the neighbors already think I'm like a stripper and I'm like leaving and I'm like just and I'm like,
No.
I just like my underwear in the driveway. This is great. This is going
The neighbors think you're a stripper.
Yeah. Oh my God. And then when I ordered the bar for Bar Fitness, and it showed up and it looked like a stripper pole, and like my neighbor, I was like, I'm done. I don't know.
Jessica.
Did your next door neighbor by any chance order a telescope? Do you know?
Any other of the girls on the panel, your neighbors think you're a stripper? Katie, your neighbors think you're a stripper?
Oh, no.
No, what do they think you are?
They think I'm very nice.
Well, that's cool. Johnny's got a nice sister.
Little do they know.
Little do they know. I don't know. I just know you guys are supposed to be very nice. I don't know, behind the scenes, if you some night you want to hammer it out, we'll get to all the O'Connors. We'll get all the O'Connors on and we'll fight it out.
Johnny, there's never been a pole built that can hold me.
Katie, you do look very nice. I think that they're correct when they say you're very nice. You look like just the sweetest girl ever.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Wow, Jay. Just say to them.
She's actually the carrier of New York City. Katie's very nice, Katie. Elaine, your neighbors, what do they think? Do they think you're a stripper, or what do they think it's over there in Smithfield?
Well, they keep leaving dollar bills on my doorstep, so maybe that's away. I don't know. No, I'm kidding. No, you know, but I guess with COVID, you know, everybody needs a second job.
You might have to become a stripper, Johnny. You do Chippendales.
That's right. Socially distant stripping.
Oh yeah, well that's it. I heard they do drive-bys now. You drive up and the girls strip for you while you sit there with your windows rolled up.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
No,
Yes.
seriously, yeah.
Yes.
Where do they do this?
And
Rhode
they
Island?
just kind of put the money in an envelope and throw it through the little slit in your window.
Wow. I was going to say, what do you Venmo them?
Thank God I was never into strip clubs, because I'd be going nuts right now, because this is
Me
not a
neither.
good time to go to a strip club. This is not a good time to hang out. Deborah, do your neighbors think you're a stripper? What do they think?
My neighbors do not think I'm a stripper, only because I have 5 children and, 4 dogs, and my kids are older, so they always have their entourage over here. So the last thing they think I'm doing over here is stripping. They probably think I'm hiding in the closet someplace. It's like living in a dorm.
You get that many kids coming out in and out.
It's just, my husband's worried that he thinks someone's going to come into our house and go, how many people are here? Because at this time, with the whole COVID thing and stuff. But yeah, the twins are 22, so they have their friends over all the time. We have a little in-law apartment where they hang out. And I have things happen that are really terrible. Like I went into the cupboard to get my favorite chips, and they were in there. I couldn't believe it. And I opened up the bag, and it was just filled with crumpled up napkins. So,
Oh man,
Aw.
Jesus, that's pretty
I know.
rough.
It was like the perfect weight for it. Had to be chips. If it was a little heavier, I would have known immediately. But no, I got
Jesus.
fooled.
Even I would have threw the bag when I wouldn't have did that. It's crazy.
So stuff like that is still happening to me. Like I'm in a dorm.
You're like in a college dorm.
Oh my God. So they don't think I'm a stripper. No.
There you go.
But I did have, when the kids were just a little bit younger, I used to go out in the middle of the night to pick them up on one of their like tragedies, wherever they may be. And one night they were home. They weren't having a tragedy. And 2 of their friends called up and said, Deb, you got to come pick us up. We're trapped. Our parents are going to kill us. So I tried to wake up one of the girls to come with me, but I couldn't get them woken up. So I had to drive around in the middle of the night in my pajamas with 2 teenage boys in the car, trying to get them to wherever they were going.
Jeez, that's crazy.
It was a little scary. I had to tell them that if we ever got pulled over by the police, to keep their mouths shut. I would do all the talking.
You're in your pajamas.
Right.
Oh man.
If the police pull us over, this is not a party. I'm just kidnapping you guys.
Right. Keep it the lesser of the 2 evils.
Yeah. Elaine, you're gonna
Yeah.
usually got a story for us when you come on. Elaine was out in LA when acting, and so we got three actors on the show tonight. Johnny's done acting, Katie's done a lot of acting, and Elaine was done a lot of acting. Any LA stories or Houston cheerleader stories or
cheerleader stories? I'm just trying to think. I have like a Thanksgiving story. Maybe it's not that funny.
yeah, Thanksgiving story. That's cool.
Yeah, like one time I was, home. I had just done a show and I was tired, and I, just bought like a little turkey leg or something and cooked it, and some canned cranberry sauce out of the jar. Anyway, so I'm, sitting home, and all of a sudden my phone rings, and it's a friend of mine calls me. He says, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I said, "Want to go to my brother's for Thanksgiving?" I said, "Yeah, are you kidding me?" He said, so he comes and picks me up. Well, Sylvester Stallone, so his house. So I used to date his brother years ago. So anyway, he
dated
Frank Stallone? Did you date Frank Stallone?
Oh, I mean, no, yeah, a long time ago. I mean, many moons ago.
You dated Frank Stallone?
You lead with that.
Frank
Yeah,
Stallone
that's how
took
you
to
open
his
this
brother's
story.
house, Sylvester Stallone.
No, but he's a nice guy. We're very, yeah, he was a cool guy. I met him like when I first moved to LA. I met him at a private party in Malibu at my agent's friend's house or whatever. So,
Yeah.
and
So you're hanging with Frank and
Elaine,
Sylvester Stallone.
I have a question for you, Elaine.
yeah.
Is it true that Sylvester Stallone is only 5'7"?
Yeah, I'm taller than him, but I shouldn't say that because he'll probably sue me, but it doesn't matter.
You can look it up
Because what
online.
happened is when I got there, right, Frank's taller, but when we got to the house, I was kind of shocked to go in the kitchen, and there's this guy standing there near the stove, and he has bare feet on. He turns around, and I'm like, "Oh, hi," and it was his brother, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Excuse me, oops, I said the word.
Yeah,
But
that's right.
I was, here I was. I just moved from Houston, grew up in Rhode Island, and I'm sitting at the biggest movie stars. I'm standing in the kitchen of the biggest movie star in the world, right?
Pretty wild.
Your brother, right? This is many years ago when they were really popular, and I was like, but no, I had a good time. And then later on, that's what we did. Everybody went to bed. The girl he married, he was dating at the time, and the three of us just sat around, and they were telling jokes. It was like, and they're telling stories. So I felt like I was back in Rhode Island because I had been in LA for so long.
Was there Stallone and his brother were telling jokes and
Two of
stuff?
them, and they're just telling all these
Pretty wild.
jokes and talking about and I'm sitting there, I closed my eyes and never left home. It was fabulous.
Now,
Did he
when
have like a
Stallone-
steak over his eye?
It's crazy, man.
Did he have like a steak over his eye? Like,
I had the turkey.
When Stallone asked you to pass the cranberry sauce or whatever, did he talk like Rocky?
Hey, yo, hey. Yeah, he really talks, pretty well. He can talk normal, but yeah.
I love Stallone. I like First Blood. I like.
They were kind people. I gotta say, they were both very. I got along with them very well. Frank and I got along. We weren't compatible dating because he liked a lot of girls, so that doesn't go for me.
He's a singer, right? Frank Stallone, he's a singer, right?
I always like singers. What's wrong? I'm with a singer now. I mean, what's wrong with me? I love singers. Anyway,
Yeah.
Nothing's wrong with you.
nothing wrong with that.
No, but the one
Who
now
doesn't
is,
like singers?
One now is Peter. Yeah.
Who's
I've
like
never-
singer? Gross. Ugh,
Johnny,
you have such a nice voice.
Have you ever been?
No,
you guys-
I know.
You guys ever been at a famous person's house on Thanksgiving? Because I've never been at a famous person's house on Thanksgiving. That's a pretty wild story, Lee. Katie, no?
No,
Thanksgiving.
no.
No.
Been to like Walt's famous roast beef on Thanksgiving.
Jessica's good. What do you make of this, Jessica? She was with Frank and Sylvester Stallone on Thanksgiving.
Oh, I know.
That's pretty
Nothing
wild.
happened. I was a good girl.
Come on, Elaine. You got to go 12 rounds with them.
I was a born-again Christian, so go ahead. Oh yeah, I never thought of that.
What's everybody doing this year for Thanksgiving?
Nothing. Just
Making turkey.
having turkey. Couple of people. That's it. No-
Yeah.
2 people, just 2.
The governor was on the news today. She said, "Whoever lives in your house, that's who you have Thanksgiving with." I know some people are gonna say the heck with it, but that's what She said, whoever's in your house, that's who you have Thanksgiving with. If it's 1, 4, 6, then that's who you have Thanksgiving with. That's what the governor said.
My girlfriend and I were going to go to my parents' house in Massachusetts because we haven't seen them since last December because the pandemic hit in February and we haven't been able to go back since. But I was looking today and there's like all these restrictions. Like we would go from like New York through Connecticut, through Rhode Island, through Massachusetts, or we could go like up New York through Massachusetts and then go that way. But you have to have like a different form for each state. You have to have a COVID test with a negative result within 72 hours of when they see you. Like, so I don't know. I don't know if we'll be able to do it. I hope so. I've been looking forward to it, but I don't know. We like sprayed the groceries with alcohol. We're insane about it, but
yeah. I think if you drive through in Connecticut and you don't stop and you just drive through, I don't think.
As long as they don't pull us over, you know? Yeah.
I don't know what would happen. I don't know, because I had to take Terry to the Cleveland Clinic in Ohio back in August that I had to drive. She had a double lung transplant. Most of you know, like 8 years ago, right? She goes up to Cleveland. They don't want to fly in, so I drove her up there. I was kind of worried, but we went to Syracuse. We stayed over there. They didn't ask us nothing, anything. And then we drove to Cleveland the next day, came back. When we got back, obviously, we had a quarantine. We had to take the COVID test, and you know, it was all right and everything.
Yeah. That's the thing. We've been like in the house. We haven't left. We haven't done anything. We've been like specifically quarantining so that we could see him. So I don't know. I hope I can. I hope it's not like we get to the border of some state and we got to turn around and go back, but we'll see.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah.
It's getting worse. It's getting worse.
That's the thing. It is. It's getting worse. So
we're getting a vaccine. Please, God.
Yeah. Well, there's like a few companies making it too.
I'll take all of them.
Pfizer and Moderna.
This is saying about twice.
Elaine, that's what you were supposed to say about the Stallones, not the vaccine.
Oh.
Yeah, you should have took Stallone's over the vaccine.
Naughty.
Hindsight is 50-50, right? No, 20-20.
I don't know. If me and Johnny were around Sylvester Stallone, I like that guy. I don't know.
That's what it took him on, right?
I don't know, man.
I'll tell you, man.
I wouldn't fist fight him. No way.
They were both baboon. Let me tell you that. Like you go, oh, they're good-looking guys, but they were kind people. I gotta say.
I wouldn't even dumb wrestle that guy.
Right.
I don't want to get an injury, you know.
Not injury. Make a nice story though.
Sylvester Stallone is a brilliant man. I watched a documentary. I did a real deep dive on him one day on YouTube, and I came across this documentary that wasn't really made all that long ago. He changed how we watch boxing movies. He told them early on, after he got out of like Rocky 1, 2, and 3, when he really stepped up his game, he said, I want these movies to look like HBO Sports, when HBO used to do all the big boxing matches. And then he told all the war stories. I mean, this guy, he had broken ribs, punctured lung.
Oh, wow.
He's fighting professional boxers. And they had some of the boxers on, and they're telling their story that Stallone's saying, no, hit me. Really hit me. Give me everything you've got. And I mean, he did stuff like Ernie Shavers is one of the hottest hitting heavyweights in the history of boxing. He like shattered his rib cage. Can you? That's why I asked you, is he really 5'7"? Because guys like Ernie Shavers, Dolph Lundgren even talked about how he was telling Lundgren, no, hit me. I mean, these guys are a lot bigger than Sylvester Stallone. And he just laid it all on the table. I give him a lot of credit. I like the Rocky franchise. The Creed movies were fantastic. They were really, really good.
I didn't see the Creed movies.
You got to watch them, Johnny. They're awesome. There's two of them. They're
good.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
They're very good. Very, very good.
Katie, are you a Stallone fan, Katie?
Yeah, I was just thinking about how I'm pretty sure my brother, he was like, were you there on set, Jay, when they shot with the Vinnie Paz?
Oh, yeah. For Be a Man. Yeah, when Ray did the documentary, Ray Harrington, he's a comedian in Rhode Island. He did this movie, Be a Man, probably, I don't know how many years ago, 6 years ago?
Yes.
Something.
So,
And he asked Vinny Paz, Vinny Paz would go to the Comedy Connection like all the time. So Vinny, he knew all of us because he'd be there all the time. So
Right.
Ray said, like, can you show me how to box? And Vinny took it as like a challenge, which
Oh, you're freezing.
yeah.
Froze up.
We went to Vinny's house, and he has like all of his titles in a
I was there.
he has all
once,
his titles
man.
in a case, and
Yeah. Really cool.
Vinny's a different breed of guy because he won the title 4 times. Then
5
he broke.
times.
Well, then he broke his neck in a car crash, and they told him, "You will never box again." And he's like, "No. Not only will I box again, I will win the championship again." And there's video of him with his neck screwed in place in a halo, lifting weights at the gym. And sure enough, he went back and won the championship again. I go for a 2-mile jog, and if my hip hurts, I'm like, well, I can't jog the rest of this month.
There was a time Vinny Pazienza really doesn't get his due. As a boxing fan, I humbly say that. There was a time across all the weight classes, Vinny Pazienza was the biggest draw in boxing. Remember, Johnny, we did that show, Attention to Prevention. Remember that?
Yeah.
And matter of fact, we went on Carolyn Fox's show for that, remember?
Yeah.
We were in the studio with Carolyn Fox. Vinny, what I heard back from his rep was they called me up and they said, this hits really close to home with Vinny. And what attention prevention was about was just being careful how people are walking every day healthy and they get into a freak accident. God. That's what it was about. So he said, it hits close to home to Vinny. He supports it. He's going to give you a pair of signed autographed gloves, which was very nice to him. I'm a big fan of Vinny Pazienza, man. That guy, I remember watching him against Roy Jones Jr. right over here at Stuffy's. Now it's Fire. And he got Roy Jones Jr. against the ropes, and he lit him up. He hurt him. And Roy Jones Jr. said, I better not mess with this Italian. I better put this guy away fast.
Yeah, I wish he won that fight. But yeah, Vinny's a good guy. We got to know him because he came to the Comedy Connection, so he wound up getting to know all the guys that performed at the Comedy Connection. I went to his house once, and I saw the belts, Johnny. That blew my mind to see all the
It's incredible.
belts.
And he was like 50. He's like 50, and he's still like this.
Yeah.
And you're just like, how are you? But it's because even just when he's sitting still, he'll just be like
I wouldn't mess with
he'll be flexing his muscles. And you're like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, you never do that? You never just like tighten all your muscles? It's like, so you boxed from like the age of 5 till 40, and then for the next 10 years, not only did you lift weights every day, but every free moment you have, you're like tightening up all your muscles to like make sure you're getting like extra workout time. The dude's a machine. I still can't believe Ray got in the ring with him. I still can't believe it. And I knew Vinny wasn't gonna like hurt him, but like, no way. Imagine you're in the ring and Vinny passes like.
I'm scared just thinking
about it. Screw that. I would never have done it.
I love that trailer, and I was just watching it where Ray's sitting across from Vinny, and Vinny says, "You want to get in the ring with me?"
Oh.
So that he's holding a cup of coffee, and he goes, "I'm gonna hurt you a little. I'm gonna hurt you a little.
Oh.
I'm gonna hit you a couple of times." And then he goes on to tell Ray, "Look, you're a nice guy. You're funny. You don't belong in the ring with me." Now, my question to you, John O'Connor. Did he tag him a couple of times?
Oh, he got him. See, the thing was,
because Ray's a big boy at 6'7".
Ray's a big dude, but like Vinny's buddy was there, and I forget the guy's name. He was a nice dude, but he was he was another guy. He was like, oh yeah, I go to like Thailand and the Philippines, and I like fight in a cage with like a stick. Like this guy was a cage fighter, so that dude was that dude was the ref.
Oh,
Jesus!
No.
So they get in the ring, and Ray, I mean, that guy, I forget his name, and I'm really sorry that I forget his name, but he told Ray, he's like, you'll be fine. Just don't throw anything. So Ray's in there, and you can see Ray's literally like trembling, like his hands are, and I would have gone to the bathroom. I would have lost it. But like Ray's like, he's like trembling, he's like shaking. And Vinny was just like messing with him. He's like coming in. He's like trying to do all this stuff, right? And he was trying to lure him into hitting him or like going for a move. But, of course, Ray wouldn't do it. So Vinny was like just running around. And eventually he got him like with some like just little like boom, 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 like in the sides and stuff. And Ray actually told me, he's like, the worst punch he threw was when we were like done. And he went, okay. Poof, and he like kind of gave him a shot like in the kidney.
Oh.
When they were done. And Ray's like, that hurt worse than anything he hit me with. But then, of course, like they were done. So Vinny's like, I think Ray's had enough. But, of course, Ray's like, what, we're done? Like, we're not going to go? We're all done? And I was like, what, you going to do round two? What, out of your mind? So he gets in there, and he goes in for round two. And Ray's like this. And Ray just throws this one punch. And it wasn't even like a punch. I can't fit on the screen. But Ray just did this thing where he just, like, extended his arm like this toward Vinny. And Vinny came over the top like this and hit him with a punch in the side of the head that it sounded like a gunshot went off. It was like, wham! And Ray just put his hands up and went over and like fell on the ropes.
You serious?
Oh, yeah.
It's like
And
a gunshot.
He had a headache. We were done. It was like 8 hours later. We're at Ray's house, and he's like, dude, my head is still hurting so much. And Vinny, like, you have to understand, Vinny hit him, but he only hit him to, like, prove a point. Like, he didn't want to, like, hurt him or, like, injure him. He just wanted to give him, like, a taste. And just a taste. The whole rest of the day, Ray was like, I've had a headache all day. All day I've had a headache. I still can't believe he got in there. I would have been like, no, we're just doing a training.
I love that documentary.
I was terrified. I was there in the gym the whole time. I'm like, he's going to die. He's going to die. He's going to die.
Hey, how much money would you take?
Zero. The answer is there is no, you could be like, John, here's $1 billion. Go fight Vinny Paz. It's like, yeah, but I'm going to be drinking out of a straw for the rest of my life. What good is that money? No money. Like, even if they were like, John, well, if you get $1 million and it'll all go to like some like starving children, I'd be like, I'd have to like work it out with Vinny ahead of time where I'm like, dude, look, we're going to feed some kids. Don't kill me. Just get me once. I'll fall over like a tree, dude. Just, and even then I'd be like all drugged up to make sure I couldn't feel anything. Like, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way.
Now, let me ask you this.
I run away from bees come around and I'm like, I think I'm gonna fight Vinny Paz.
I know, huh? Can you imagine that? That's incredible. John O'Connor, who do you got with the Mike Tyson Roy Jones Jr. fight? Mike Tyson seems to be taking that serious.
Is he gonna fight him?
He's fighting him. They're
Johnny,
fighting.
have you seen the video of Mike Tyson?
When is he fight? I see him all in shape. When are they gonna fight?
John, right? When is it?
It's pretty soon. It's like in the next 6 weeks, I think.
I didn't see that they're going to fight. I didn't see that.
I don't know what Roy Jones Jr. is doing. All I know is I've seen Mike Tyson on video on like Instagram and stuff. He looks like he is ready to go.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Mike Tyson is like, yeah, I don't know.
I follow Mike Tyson on John Perrotta's account. I subscribe to all this stuff. Poor Johnny P must say, I should have never let Mike manage my YouTube channel. I follow Mike Tyson on Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. Man, that is a great show. And he's so laid back. He's sitting there. He's smoking these joints that are like that fat around. He's like so mellow and everything.
He loves weed.
And when he talks about, I mean, you just don't see that side of him. However, to your point, John O'Connor, I did see that video of him that they released recently. And I said to myself, I hope Roy Jones Jr. has a good insurance policy.
I hope so, man, because I just looked it up. The fight's on the 28th.
Of this month?
And
is it pay-per-view?
I think it's pay-per-view, I think. But Mike Tyson,
I gotta see that.
Yeah, when he was on Joe Rogan's podcast, that was a very interesting interview, and he talked about how like from the time he was like 12, he grew up in like a really rough life. Like he was a kid and he was like 12, and he was like 150 pounds of muscle. And they brought him in.
How old is Tyson now? How old is he?
Now I don't know. He's probably 50. I'm guessing.
He's up there.
Roy Jones.
I think he's about 10 years older than me, and I just turned 40, so he's 50 something. I don't know, but yeah, he talked about how he, you know, from the time he was a child, they trained him to be an animal, and it was like, and he was the best at it. So he talked about it. He's like, I had this whole distorted look at the world, and it was a very fascinating interview. I kind of like.
He's 50.
He had a crazy past, and he hurt people and stuff, and you know, that's upsetting. But like, then you hear him, and you're like, I don't know if he's still that same person. He seems like he's a changed person. I don't know, but he seemed like it.
When Customato passed away, shocks like Don King Jr. came in, and they just sucked him dry, and he really lost his way. I believe in watching Mike Tyson. I think that there is a nice guy, that he does have a good heart. And like you said, John, he was what he was. He was built like a brick wall from a kid. He could fight. He came under Customato's tutelage very early. And look what he did. Look what he did. I mean, you watch like those compilation videos of Mike Tyson knockouts. They're scary. They are scary.
He's lucky he never killed someone in the ring, honestly.
I know, right? I know. Now, here's a question, and you girls, I hope that you're boxing fans.
Yeah, I saw him in Vegas twice.
Did you really?
Tyson?
Wow.
Here's my question, because John O'Connor knows the boxing game. Not Muhammad Ali.
A little.
I saw him fight in Vegas.
Not Muhammad Ali. Cassius Clay. Cassius Clay at his prime. Mike Tyson at his prime. Who do you got?
Me?
Yeah, who do you got?
Oh, my. So what we're talking about, like a 20-year-old Mike Tyson versus Cassius Clay?
Like a 22-year-old Clay. Now, keep in mind, they stripped him of his title, so he missed 3 prime years. I personally will give you my answer. I have Cassius Clay.
Me too.
Yeah, me too.
He was brilliant, and he was.
I know. I think I would say probably Cassius Clay too. Actually, Richard Pryor had a great joke about Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali. He said he had that kind of punch. He was so fast, you didn't see the punch till it was coming back. It was like, you don't see it till it's like, pooh.
There's a great video of Muhammad Ali when he was still very good, and he was still fighting, and he's with this little boy, and they're like teasing each other back and forth, and Ali tells the kid he's going to throw him a shot. So Ali doesn't do anything. He just has his hands like this, and he says to the kid, "You okay?" He was moving so fast, no one could see it coming. Ali was a great guy, man. I'll tell you, the eulogy that Billy Crystal gave him,
that was
beautiful, so heartfelt. They were such close friends. And what I learned, again, in doing deep dives on YouTube, Howard Cosell and Muhammad Ali, they were best of friends.
Yeah, they were very friendly.
They were the best of friends. I did not know that.
Ali made him.
Yeah,
I know, right? And another thing, too, that people may or may not know, when they stripped him of his title, the Nation of Islam, they just kicked him to the curb. And they covered this in the movie Ali. And you got to figure that was pretty accurate, because Ali was alive and Will Smith said that he would come to the set. Joe Frazier was meeting him and giving him money. That's why Joe Frazier's feelings were so hurt, because Joe Frazier was a proud black man. He was proud of his heritage, proud of his culture. And when Ali called him an Uncle Tom, after he had helped him, gave him money, he was very, very hurt by that. Very hurt by that. Matter of fact, I saw Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali in an interview, and it was I think it may have been after the trilogy of their fights, but Ali said to the viewing audience that Joe Frazier hit him so hard, he said, "I saw my kinfolk in Africa."
I have a story about Muhammad Ali.
Let's hear it.
But before I say that, I think Mike Tyson might have beat him, because if they were both young and one of them was just kind of an animal, the other one was going to cultivate the classical stuff, I think the animal probably would have gotten him at the time.
He might have.
But
yeah.
You raise a good point, Deborah. You raise a good point.
But my husband used to work at Hasbro, and Muhammad Ali was there visiting.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I was visiting the model shop. My husband is a master model maker. Well, now he's a contractor, but his friend has blonde hair and he has kind of a goofy grin. And so Muhammad Ali walked up and said hi to my husband and everything. And then he looked over at his friend. He goes, "Oh, look, it's the great white dope."
Wow. Wow.
Oh,
And I was thinking, how on spot is that? He only just met him 2 seconds ago, but he knew what he was looking at.
So your husband
funny.
got to meet Muhammad Ali. That's pretty cool.
Yes, he got
That's
to meet
awesome.
a lot of people at the model shop at Hasbro. Although one time he went home on time and they said, "Oh, someone's coming. You might want to stay later." My husband's like, "I don't know. How many times can you see Mary Lou Retton?" I mean, I think he was just kidding, because she wasn't, I mean, they didn't say she was coming, but it turned out to be Michael Jackson.
Wow.
And
woo.
on the
I remember when
news,
he would go there.
yeah, and on the news, we saw it on the news, and he was standing at his desk, my husband's desk, and he goes, "Well, I didn't care," but he said it like 100 times.
Yeah.
Like throughout the
Do you wanna sit
night.
in for a second?
How many times he said he would, "Oh, I didn't care." I was like, how many times are you gonna say you don't care? I'm starting to think you care.
I wonder, Deborah, if that time it's common knowledge that Ali was in town and he was going down Broad Street in Providence, and in front of a store or a liquor store, a bunch of guys hanging out like they do, just down the corner, chatting each other up, whatnot. And Ali pulled over and got out and started talking to him.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Remember that, Johnny?
Yeah, it was in the paper and everything on the news. Yeah.
Can you
Johnny.
imagine that?
No.
Johnny, do you remember the time we were at Sharks? Remember Sharks? Is that still there in Cranston?
Yeah, it's not there anymore.
No.
No, we were there at Sharks. We were doing like you had that show like once a week, and you were
Yeah.
doing your John Perrotta shtick. Look at this guy. Look at this lady over here. Look at this. And all of a sudden you come to this next guy, and then like, look at it. Oh, and you like stopped, and you're like, holy cow! Was it Manfredo?
I don't remember.
Peter
The kid that was
Manfredo?
on The Contender, right? The
Yeah,
kid from
yeah.
Rhode Island that was like, yeah, it was him. And you're like, I'm not going to mess with you, brother. He was
I
just
don't
sitting there
remember.
at Sharks. Like, yeah, it was like, he was like in the front row. And you're like, I'm going to leave this guy alone over here.
I don't remember that one, Johnny.
One of
He
my
was sitting right down front and like a Thursday night or something.
Jesus.
One of my friends, John O'Connor, told me, and John knows him, California George, good guy, genuine heart, would not lie.
He's from Detroit.
Say it again.
I said he's from Detroit.
From Detroit, right? Yeah, right. Exactly. He's from Detroit. He's helping out in certifying the ballots with Rudy Giuliani. He was at a club, and they had this behemoth at the front door as a bouncer, and he was giving Vinny Paz a hard time, a real hard time, provoking the whole bit. And California George told me that Vinny Paz snapped one shot and dropped him like a bag of rocks. He
Oh
went
my
Doubt
God.
it.
like timber.
Did he get in?
You girls got any boxing stories? Because we've delved very deep into boxing
I know,
tonight.
I
Jessica,
know.
That's okay.
are you a boxing fan at all?
I have not followed boxing, no, but Vinny Paz was actually at the Comedy Connection one night when I like told jokes in like 2010, and like I almost like couldn't go on stage because I'm like, what? Oh my God, like 19 and like can't even like keep it together. But and then someone told me, they were like, he's like the nicest person ever. Like you have nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
We
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Hey, how you doing?
we got to stop the show to give John O'Connor's wife. Look at that supermodel
What's
hair
her
on
name,
her.
Johnny?
Right? Her name's Samantha.
Samantha.
Wow. she's got-
Samantha. I always call her that, like Tony Danza. Samantha. Yeah,
There's another guy that boxed John O'Connor, Tony
that's
Danza.
right. Tony Danza.
He wasn't that bad of a
Yeah, look.
boxer either.
See what I
How are
like?
you?
Skin tone and hair.
Hi.
And makeup.
She has enough for both ears.
You're the only one that loves Johnny more than me. I love Johnny.
That's probably true.
Johnny knows
I know he
love him.
loves. I know he loves you. That's
I
for
definitely
sure.
do.
I do know this.
Me and him go way back. Way
You know,
back.
John,
Way
that brings back memories because when my hair was Samantha's length back in the Bad Boy of Comedy days, when there were guys in the crowd that were bald, I would go up and I'd get their name and whatnot, and I'd go over to them eventually, and I'd throw my hair over the head, and I'd say, "Here's so-and-so if he had hair." And it used to, always get a good laugh.
So
That's what gets me
Samantha,
about Ruby.
We got a surprise guest on, Samantha.
Yeah, surprise guest.
Tell us about yourself, Samantha. You're a surprise guest. Tell us about yourself.
I'll take it. Rather be a surprise than a disappointment.
What do you do, Samantha? What do you? Because John says you have you had a course. What was she teaching? An acting class, Johnny, last time?
Yeah, she teaches. She's an acting teacher. She's a casting director. She's an actor herself.
Wow.
I'm trying to give this guy some light. I'm like, I feel like he's very dark.
I was worried about the glare.
Wow, that's really bright.
See?
Yeah, there we go.
Wow, there you go.
Alive.
There you go.
That's the ring light shit, baby.
Don't curse.
Sorry.
That's all
That's the
right.
ring light goodness.
Oh my
I thought you
goodness.
both jumped into a stand-up tanning booth for a second there.
That's right. I got to get out in 40 seconds or I'll die.
Have you guys ever acted?
Just
Have you
let
guys
up
ever
like
acted
ET
together in
entered the
anything?
room.
We've never acted together
Yes, we
in any.
did.
Oh, we did. We did a commercial.
We booked a commercial
Oh,
together.
nice.
We did a
Yeah.
commercial for Roman Men's Health, which is just
Dick pills.
that's what it is.
Have we seen this commercial? Is it down this way? Is
It was on
national?
social media. It was on Facebook. My good friend Ryan, who I used to work with, one day I didn't even know the ad was out. And all of a sudden I get this text and it's my face and he's like, I do not need to see this on Facebook. And it was us and two other couples. Yeah, we just went, we spent the day there. It was fun. It was really good. Yeah.
It was like I work for, so I'm in casting and I'm an actor, but I was somebody that I worked for, their casting company. The clients couldn't find anybody that they liked, and they were like, show me a picture of your boyfriend again. And I showed her and she was like, all right, you guys need to submit yourselves. And we
the
booked
computer exploded.
Nice.
we were just together in our audition, and like they just loved the way we were together, and we booked it. It was fun.
They loved us though.
Wow, that's cool.
They definitely loved us.
They
There's
were
no doubt.
crying.
Yeah.
They were like crying. They were like, we need to make this into your wedding video. They loved it.
Did they make
No
you try the
pressure,
product,
Jay.
Johnny?
No
Did you have to try the product during the commercial?
No. They were just asking me questions. But they were crying. Like they were crying in the room with us. Like they did it one at a time. Like first I went and I talked for like 20 minutes, and then they put me in the dressing room, and then she came in and she talked, and they couldn't believe how our stories were like the same. You know, like we told the same story about each other. So they were like, you guys are the best. Like we're gonna give this to you for your wedding and all this other stuff. And it was like, well, we're not engaged, but thank you. That's
They were like, you will be. We believe in this. This is
Yeah.
the one relationship we
funny.
believe in.
Yeah, it was good. So
I
yeah.
believed in my two ex-wives, Samantha, too, but
Pouring rain on it.
unfortunately,
You guys are a cute couple.
They
Thank you.
are.
Thank
They
you.
really, really are.
It only took me 38 years. So
Aw.
Ditto.
that's good.
Oh, I'm like, it
Better-
took me less than you because I'm younger. But
better late than never, Johnny. Better
That's
late than
right.
never.
That's right.
yeah,
you got that right.
it's so nice. So I know you guys all know each other. Katie, girl, it's really nice to see you.
I miss you so much. I hope you can come.
Big delay. She's like, yeah.
I don't know if I can come for Thanksgiving, and I'm over here dying inside right now.
I really hope I can. I really want to. Like I told her, I'm like,
haven't
I'm gonna
seen
be
them in
devastated
almost
if we can't
a year.
go.
I'm dying.
I know.
Also,
just so you know.
side note, hopefully we will change this because I've been writing something, but I really want to work with my brother and Sammy. So hopefully
Mhm.
they will
Amen.
come and want to do it, and maybe something will be in the works, but.
Nice.
Tell me if you want me to bring some of my equipment and we could play around shooting some stuff.
I didn't tell you that. She wants you to bring your camera for headshots.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Done. Just remind me before we pack up and go. I'll pack up all my lighting and crap and we'll get some good stuff. But
and I'm starting to introduce you.
Yeah, I was like,
this is Mike, Elaine, Jessica, and Deb. They're all comics, and then you know Katie and
so wait
John's
a minute, John. Wait a minute, John O'Connor. I got a question. So now we've met Samantha tonight.
Yes, we've lost control.
She just lets the boys and girls at home know I'll bring all my equipment, all my lighting. Why are you in a bathroom with no light? I mean, what's up with you? You should be coming to us live from CNN International Technicolor Studios.
He was using this ring light. She was using the light.
But I was like, I'll give you green screen. I got the thing. I got more lighting. But he's like, I'm not going to use the blanket. I was like, all right, you're lost. You get bathroom tile.
I want to hang a green blanket over the toilet.
I don't know.
Samantha, I got to tell you what, very interesting tonight. Elaine wound up, she was dating Frank Stallone way back when.
Frank Stallone.
She wound up at Sylvester Stallone's house for Thanksgiving. Honest to God, Elaine, right there.
Elaine's an actress too. Elaine's an actress.
Really?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was.
Sylvester Stallone's house.
Years ago, but it was fun.
I bet. That's
Elaine-
freaking interesting as hell.
She should do that.
Crazy.
Dude, I was saying hi to Katie, but I wanted to. I see your names here, but it's really nice to meet you. I've heard like last week. Was it last week that you had to do it in the bathroom?
A couple weeks ago.
It was a couple weeks ago, and I felt so bad because I'm like, no, you're not doing it because he's always so happy. Like after he gets off doing this, like he's in such a good mood. He loves doing it.
But part of it is when I was in the bathroom, I had a White Claw and a whiskey, so I was having a great time.
And that was also the show that we broke the rules and we went political.
Oh, yeah.
Most of it.
Yeah.
I overheard some of that. I was like, oh crap.
But you know what else too? It was Nick Youssef in his chest.
Yeah, Nick.
Yeah.
Even I was happy about it.
When isn't it
man.
Nick Youssef finished chest?
I don't know.
Nick is a good-looking guy. And then there's that other guy that John has on too. I can't think of his name. He is just. I'm just gonna say it, man. He's just like so cute. When he laughs, he always pulls his hair up. What's his name? Patel or something like that.
Shiv Patel.
Shiv. That kid, man, just cracks me up. Anytime he laughs, and I tell him all the time because I know he gets embarrassed. I always tell him, man, you are one handsome person. How you're not on the cover of GQ? And he starts laughing. He just goes up to his hair all the time, and he sits there laughing like that.
I gotta get him on again. He's good. Jessica, we've lost control of the weekly check-in.
Yeah,
But we're having
really
a good time.
interesting moments and highlights. I feel.
Yeah, she had. I mean, Deborah had Michael Jackson, where her husband worked, and Muhammad Ali, and she went to the Thanksgiving Elaine with Sylvester Stallone's house.
Yep.
Samantha and John were in a Roman commercial. I mean, the things that have happened here, Katie, tonight is just unbelievable.
I know Samantha really saved this show because I know
What I do.
Katie,
You know, it's what I do.
Was saying to herself, I am never coming on another show with my brother and Mike Cronin again. Need they talk boxing for 45 minutes straight? I will not have this.
I'm into UFC.
Are you
Yeah.
really?
Cool.
Katie's being coy right now because Katie was in a movie that just debuted across Canada and she hasn't even brought it up.
Oh my God.
Come on, Katie. What is it?
Really, Katie, what are you doing, girl?
Yeah.
Talk to us, Katie.
I have a
Wait,
film.
sorry. Are you allowed to talk about it?
Yeah.
Well, it
Okay.
debuted, so you're allowed.
Well, it was like yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a short film. I think I told you guys we were supposed to go to Maryland International Film Festival to premiere it this year.
Yeah.
And then they postponed it until next year. And the director and the crew, they don't want to have like a mediocre premiere, so they've been waiting to do it. But they actually have been showing it at the drive-ins in Canada. And it was in between like Hocus Pocus and Ouija. And it's been getting a lot of good, who knew? Who knew?
Wow.
That's awesome,
Cool.
Katie.
That's
I
great.
hope you
knew.
guys see
Someone
that.
knew.
Yeah.
There'll be
Right?
some
Awesome.
stars on this panel.
That is
No,
man.
no. I get shy about this.
No, don't get shy.
You got to get past it. You got to just do it like you're doing it for somebody else, because it's like, I don't know, at least for me, it's like hard to talk about myself, but you got to just kind of get better about being like, this is this. It's not about you. It's work that you put out there, and it's for the project, and you just say it, and it has nothing to do with you. You just say it.
That's right.
It's work that you did.
Yeah, make it about the movie, not about you.
Exactly.
Your future sister-in-law is right. Katie, you work hard. I've been following you for years. You work very hard. You're good at your craft. You've got a piece out right now. You have got to thank God for the opportunity, pray for his favor, and just continue to do the heavy lifting, because you work hard at it, Katie.
Thank you, Mike. And honestly, it's been a long time. I've been
remember that,
you know,
when you do make it, and if I tell people that we're friends and you say, Mike, who? I will be right in touch. Because I'm sensitive.
No, I would never. Oh, God. No,
She might if it was like July and you were still wearing that hat.
Yeah.
But otherwise, no.
I love this hat. I'm telling you.
That's a cool hat.
I love it too.
I do love it.
I want one.
Who was wearing what? Mike was wearing the Christmas hat?
I was making a joke. It sucked.
Oh.
Elaine, so you're an actress as well? So funny. I never say actress. You're an actor as well? I don't know why. Because you look familiar, and I wonder if I've seen you in things.
I did like small parts in big movies and big parts in little movies that were big parts in little movies. And I made
That's how it is.
Film, like a mafia comedy short film that won a bunch of film festivals. So
hell yeah. Really?
Yeah, it's called, if you ever get bored, go online, Vinny and Angela's Beauty Salon and Funeral Parlor.
When did that come out?
Oh, several years ago in LA, when I lived in LA. But it's about Rhode Island, but I actually filmed it in LA. And so wrote it, produced it, and acted in it, and with great cast. No, but it was a lot of fun. But I had two partners, and I was with a group called Theater East, which was a really fun group to do plays with in LA, and I cast out. So you'll recognize a lot of the actors in it, because, in fact, one guy was in Goodfellas and in a couple of other big movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you should. I love. No, I want to start doing that again. If I do, I want to start doing small film, anything, production again. And hey, we get a whole cast of characters here. I mean, it'll be fun.
John started pointing and he's like, you should have them on your podcast. You should have them on your podcast. Like, so I have a podcast and YouTube show, and it's because I'm an actor and a casting director, and it's like all our people, like all creatives, comedians, doing all that stuff. And it's just like this. It's just fun, man. It's good to be around our people.
Yeah, well, that's what I miss the most, is being around comedians, actors, that camaraderie and groups.
It's the best.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a name, Samantha, and if you could do me a favor and have him on, one of my dear friends, Johnny's friend also, his name is Nick Albanese. He has the Last Sicilian Productions.
I know him!
Yeah.
You know Nick, exactly right. Katie, you know Nick too? He wrote a one-man play, which is the true story of his family's journey from Sicily to the United States. It's 90 minutes long. It won the Motif Theater Awards Best New Original Work, and it was off-Broadway for 2 weeks in New York.
That's amazing. Dude, connect me with him.
I'm definitely gonna. I'll hit John up with the info after. He would love to. As a matter of fact,
Nicky baby.
He just came back from New York last week. He's doing a project that they let the pitches out, but he can't say what it is. John Killourhy from The Sopranos is in it. It's got some big name people in it. And Nick is very accomplished. He wrote a TV pilot that he's going to pitch. We did a comedy fundraiser for him at my
Hey, I'm accomplished. I went out for a Benny's commercial once.
There you go, man.
I mean, I didn't get it. I was full of. I really thought I was going to get it. I went in and bombed. So I'm a good comedian, but I'm not an actor. But if you're
Johnny, it's no wonder they went out of business.
Johnny, Samantha ever needs a scene where you're going by an Italian restaurant and you need a guy eating meatballs, and I'll sit there and eat.
Film be our guy.
This is why when you make stuff.
Johnny, In Bread, Butter, and Bullets, you only had a small part, but I will tell you, you held your own. You were very believable.
That's the only thing I've ever acted in, I think. Yeah.
And you did good.
Well, I just had to be like a mob guy sitting at a table.
But you were believable. You were believable. I was saying to myself,
of course I'm believable.
If I owed this guy money, I'd be hiding under the bed. I mean, you were believable in that role.
Well, that was my acting career.
Nick asked me quite a few times, dude, I've got this coming out. You want to play the doctor and be a therapist? I'm like, dude, I will never be able to remember. He goes, but you're a stand-up. I said, yeah. And I make all that up when I'm up there. I just talk point. I'll embarrass you if you put me in a role. If I can make it up, I'll definitely do it. Like that time we had Alessandra Grima on, who I love. When that came up, when Nick wanted me to play the therapist, and I said, dude, I can't, I won't be able to remember those lines. And Alessandra told me she had just got done with a 6-month run at a play down in Newport at a big theater house. And she was on stage for 90 minutes, and she had to know not only her lines, but everybody else's. That is crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah. I love Alessandra. She's great.
Yeah.
She's
I
awesome.
just see her so much.
Oh,
So pretty.
I remember one time, this is a true story. I have a friend, and he's
Rapper, we got to rap soon, Mike. Come on,
we got like 9 hours to go, Johnny. 9 hours.
We got plenty of
This
time.
isn't like a O'Malley show. This ain't a 4-hour show.
I have a friend who is he's special needs. He's elderly and he's hilarious. He talks like this. Yeah, Michael. Yep. So for his birthday combination Christmas, I got tickets to see the Christmas Carol at the Hanover Theater. Now I know the people that run it, so I told him, I said, look, I want sweet seats. I want to be middle on the balcony on the brass rail. You got it. So we get there. Now, this guy, I won't mention his name. This guy's all excited. We took a limo there. So he's all, oh, Michael, we're driving a limo. Oh, yep. This is beautiful. Beautiful. Gorgeous. So now we get to the
like Donald Trump now.
And that's I'm telling you, man, that's exactly how he sounds. He's introducing himself to everybody. Hi, I'm so-and-so from Shrewsbury. So now we get up to our seats. And he starts going like this. Michael, we're too high. We're going to fall. We're going to fall over, Michael. He is making a scene. So I got to go and get the usher. And I said, you remember my friend, the older guy? Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah, how can you forget him? So they go up and get him. And it's like she's picking him up from the wreckage of Chernobyl. Thank you. Michael, Michael, we're going to be safe now, Michael. So now they sat us behind this little, like, cutout in the balcony. And it had the light come down, and this guy was sitting there, and he had the soundboard in front of him, and the other guy had a light coming down on the script, and he'd go pencil. So I said to the guy when they had the intermission, I said, dude, what is up with that? And he said, well, if he gets lost, I know right where he is. And now years later, I know what that's like because I run the slides for Nick, and seeing it's a one-man play, I got slides up there, and he's jacked me up a few times because like I got like a guy up there, and he's talking something else and freestyling. You know, the emperor has no clothes on. So that was my story about my friend thinking he's going to fall out of the balcony.
That was your rap tonight, Mike.
That's the rap. We just got Samantha in. We're having a good time.
Mike likes to stay on and on and on. We've been on an hour.
Johnny, this is called extra innings.
Right, exactly.
They're going to go to sleep. People are going to go to sleep.
Going to the
it's 8 o'clock.
We've covered it all, Johnny. We covered Vinny Paz. We covered Peter Manfredo. Cover Michael Jackson and Hasbro.
Listen, I've done enough Comedy Factory shows to know the night is young, baby. The night is young.
We covered stuff on Katie's movie. We covered Jessica Leigh and all her patients. And Elaine, the story was Sylvester Stallone. This episode has been jam-packed.
Yeah, but I feel bad because John O'Connor and I really pressed the narrative with boxing. Jessica Leigh and Deborah didn't really get to say much. Katie's sitting there
There's
saying,
no problem.
I was
2:30
interested.
in the morning. Yeah, I've been awake since 2:30. It was actually just really good to hear from everybody.
It was a good show,
I
Mike.
have those moments where I'm just like, please.
Mike, what are you going to say to wrap it up, brother?
you know, I'm humbled and honored to be on. I had a lot of fun on this show. Somehow I think next time around with Katie and Elaine, they're going to do a eye makeup tutorial to get us back from what I did in talking in boxing. It was a great time. We got to meet Samantha, big personality. I love the curly hair, the glasses, awesome. Very cool. Always love hanging out with John. Debra Palardy, it was great.
Love hanging out with you guys.
Katie, love you. Love the work that you do. You're a genuine, kind heart. Elaine, always fun talking with you. Now I know how you know Susan Dorr. That was awesome. Jessica Leigh, always cool hanging out with you. The only therapist that actually looks 16 years old. I don't know how you get clients. You know, I know that we're in tough times right now, but as I always like to remind us, God sits on the throne. He'll guide us through. He's not surprised by COVID. And also, I pray for peace. I pray for peace.
I think God took a day off when the COVID hit, Mike.
God never takes a day off, my brother.
I think they gave him a personal day that day. They said, you know what? You've worked for 50 million days in a row. Take a day off. What happens? The guy eats a bat. COVID's all over the world. That's the bad luck we got. He took the wrong day off. If he took Tuesday off, this would have never happened. And on that note, Debra Palardy, what are you going to say to wrap it up?
Well, you mentioned COVID, and it's something I want to talk about. I mean, as bad as it is, COVID, I think, is underlying made me feel, and I think a lot of other people feel like we are all together. We're all in the same boat. We're all together. I think it made us feel, as a world, feel closer because we're all having the same issue, which has never happened before. I mean, obviously there's been pandemics, but I don't think we've ever felt like we're all suffering the same issue during any pandemic than this one. This one just made everyone feel like we're all together, which in a way it feels kind of, sweet. But I'm gonna hope that we're gonna hear people in 2021 saying, "Well, it was a rough stop, but look where we are now."
That's right, Deborah.
I hope so. Good.
Praise
good.
God.
That's what I hope.
Definitely. And we got John O'Connor, my man, Johnny O'Connor. Samantha, what are you guys going to say to wrap it up in New York City?
You go first.
I'm just grateful to hop on and that I got to meet you guys. And this is the kind of stuff, whether it's for a few minutes or whatever, that makes my day a lot better. It fills my heart. I could be in this apartment for days on end with this guy, and as much as I love him, and thank God for him, it's really nice to connect with other awesome people. I mean it. I love him. I do. If it was anybody else and I lived in a studio apartment, we'd be broken up. We'd be done. The fact that we live in a studio apartment, good people here. Good people.
You guys make a great couple. I just met you tonight,
Samantha. Can I ask you this question?
Johnny. I approve.
Thank you, Johnny.
No questions from you. We're going through the.
As co-producer of this show, can we book you as a couple in the future?
Sure. Anytime.
Up to John. I don't ever want to invade John's he loves this. And
yes, anytime. You let us know.
I'm
Johnny,
always down.
What are you gonna say to wrap it up?
What do I gotta say? What I gotta say is take care of each other, be nice, do your COVID protocols, and think of the other person, not of yourself. And like I did last time, I like to throw in a little thing you might not know about that you can enjoy. So if you're on YouTube, this is a clean show.
Sorry.
If you're
very sorry. Did you hear it? Hopefully you didn't hear it.
Hopefully you didn't hear it. So go on YouTube and look up an album called Dr. Dog Live at a Flamingo Hotel. It's an excellent live album from a band that nobody knows, and I still can't believe they're not famous, but I'm happy selfishly because I get to go see them second row very cheap.
One of the best bands I've ever heard. I've never heard of them. We went to their concert twice, 2 nights in a row. Holy crap. They're mind-boggling.
Dr. Dog, amazing
good.
live show.
Check it
Never
out.
miss them if you can see them.
Yep.
They're awesome.
Dr. Dog.
Yep.
I'm gonna look that up.
Check
Look
them
up
out.
Live at a Flamingo Hotel. You can stream the whole album for free on YouTube.
It's amazing.
Nice.
Katie, can you
Cheers,
top that?
everybody.
Your brother's talking about Dr. Dog.
Yeah, top that movie star.
Can you top that, Katie?
Top that Canadian bacon.
What are you gonna say to wrap it up, Katie?
I think for me, I think during this pandemic, I've really discovered how much I need my art. And there were moments before that I would just doubt myself. I feel like every artist does that, but I feel like now it's so clear to me that art is always going to be there, and thank God we have it, and to be able to like express ourselves, especially right now during like a very crazy, wild, depressing time. We all need that, whether it's music or acting or stand-up, and it's really saving us right now. And I commend you, I obviously, Elaine, all the actors, I commend you guys so much for still moving forward and keeping positive. But stand-up comedians, I have a lot of respect for you, because I just don't know how you do what you do, and you come up and create your own work, your own jokes, and you're always making people laugh, and I just appreciate you, and I appreciate you all. So I thank you so much for having me tonight. These really help keep me, motivated and inspired.
We love having you on, Katie, and we appreciate you.
Katie.
You're fantastic. John's fantastic. Samantha's okay.
Hey.
That's fair. It could have gone a lot worse.
She's good. She's good. You're gonna cast us in something after this.
Hell yeah. We make our own kids.
I'm eating chicken palm somewhere. Elaine, what are you going to say to wrap it up?
Gosh, I love all you guys. I had a great time, and you're all so much fun. And I love the actors. You're beautiful, and the comedians. God, I couldn't live without you. And I'm just happy to be here. I mean, it's been a very strange time back to being, what do you call it, quarantined again. But at least I have someone quarantine with this time, so that's a good thing. But anyway,
awesome.
Yay. Huh?
It's awesome. That's great.
But I'll be there in a while. Anyway, it's all good, and God bless everyone. I don't know. I'm just always have fun.
We love having you on, Elaine. And the last word goes to our therapist, the weekly check-in, Jessica Leigh. What are you going to say, Jessica, to wrap this up?
Tonight was good to do a lot of active listening tonight about some topics I'm not as familiar with. But I also have to say that I also live in a studio apartment. You guys must really love each other. I can't picture anybody else in here. I can't even picture like an animal in here. I don't know. It's just
we have 2 Maine Coon cats. They're like horses.
Oh, every morning I want to strangle them. Every morning. I love them, but I want to kill them.
But also, Samantha, what's the name of your podcast?
Oh, it's I love that I blanked. It's a Big Face Podcast.
Write that down.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'll talk to you guys again, and we'll have a whole shindig on the show.
Nice.
That'd be cool.
I love it. You guys are awesome. This is so nice meeting you guys.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun on here. We're gonna wrap things up now. I want to thank everybody for coming on. Mike Cronin, Santa, as always, a phenomenal expertise. Jessica Leigh, co-host of the weekly check-in. This was her idea, the weekly check-in. Therapist, great to have you. Debra,
thank you.
Great to have you. As always, Elaine. Loved hearing Sylvester Stallone story. Samantha, great meeting you.
Great meeting you guys. Thank you.
Love you too. Have a safe and happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. You guys will all be on soon again. So thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, guys.